Hello there, and thank you for stopping by. Today, I'm really excited because I got my hands on an unobtanium gun. I was lucky enough to track one of these down from a friend of mine, and I am really excited to share it with you. This gun has been getting a ton of buzz out there. Guys have been reviewing it like crazy, and all those big creators are giving it nothing but praise. Today, we're going to find out if it lives up to the hype. This is the Bul Armory Tac Comp. I'm going to put this in the hands of a bunch of different shooters. I'm going to give you my opinion on it, get as many opinions as I can in the short time I've got access to this gun. And then we're going to do a comparison. We're going to compare this gun and how it runs to my Kimber 2K11 Comp and my Sig P211 GTO. These guns are all kind of in the same price category. And if you're looking to get into a new 2011 style gun that's in that, two to 2,500 range, these three are guns that are, if they're not on your list, they should be. So we're going to talk about some of the differences. We'll shoot them side by side, and we'll get some opinions as to which gun these shooters, after shooting all three, would really go with if it was their money. It's going to be an exciting video. Let's get into it. Shooter, make ready. Are you ready? Stand by. Okay, before we jump out to the range, some initial thoughts. Guys, the fit and finish on this gun it's fantastic. I don't think you could put this side by side with many guns out there and feel like this was lower quality. This thing is built extremely well, and you can tell from the moment you pick it up and kind of run the slide and get a feel for it. It feels, the slide to me, just the way that the fit and finish on the slide, it feels more, I'm gonna say it feels more Atlas to me than it does than like the Kimber. It feels a little smoother in the hand anyway. It's also got some adjustability in it. You can swap out the trigger shoe, and for a guy like me that's got longer hands, longer fingers here, I like a little bit longer. I think this is the medium shoe that's on here now, but I like the ability to change that shoe out. That's a really cool flexibility feature. The trigger on it is fantastic. I'll show you just how fantastic right now.
It's coming right at 2 pounds first pull. Let's try that one more time.
I do this several times. I'm not going to make you watch every single one of them.
Extremely consistent on the trigger pull. Whoops, sorry about that. Extremely consistent on the trigger pull. I'm getting dead on 2 pounds every single time. That is a very good, very light reset. That's nice.
Let's get out on the range. Let's put this in some other people's hands. Let's see how this thing shoots. Let's go. I took this to my weekly match, and the whole squad lined up, dying to shoot this thing, from masters down to unclassified shooters. Let's see what they all had to say.
That is really fast.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah.
This is my buddy James. We had him shoot the three guns back to back to back, as blind as we could. He's starting out with the Sig. Now he's got the Bull.
I have it for the 12 gauge mags. Oh, yeah. 20? This is 15.
And here he is on the Kimber.
All right. You probably know which ones you were shooting when, but
Yeah.
what do you think if you had to rank them?
Okay. I would go Bul Kimber Sig.
Bul Kimber Sig.
Sig, the only thing that holds it back is its sheer weight.
Yep.
Which they all shoot smooth, they all shoot soft, they all return pretty well. But yeah, I think Bul Kimber Sig.
Bul Kimber Sig. All right. Bul Armory Tac Comp. See what you got, Mark.
Sig GTO. And Kimber Comp. I've done 2 out of 3 of these before. I got to turn this.
All right. Kimber 2K11 Comp.
Oh, for a thumb rest. Same holster. right, who's up?
And I was not recording on that. That sucks. I got you on my phone, on my camera, but I didn't get this. What'd you think? Give me the order again.
So I would go Bull, Kimber, and Sig. I just thought the other two were softer. The Bull just seems really soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So.
All right, here's the bull.
3X, suppress 322, suppress Genesis.
Kimber 2K11 Comp.
His head at me.
All right, got the Sig
The
GTO.
gun would be $2,700 into the gun. Oh no. Don't alter. Is that what you need? Why aren't you wearing a Glock, man? Come on. America.
If you had to rank them right now,
This having the grip is a big.
it's a big
Doing for
advantage.
Slap him.
I would say
Slap him until man up.
like flat softness. The tack, if it's ported in comp, you can't beat it.
What's that?
So if you donate me one, I'll shoot it.
This thing?
Yeah.
It's a matter of like
whole thing?
grip angle and preference
whole
with
thing?
the Sig to the Kimber. The Kimber shot way above its pay grade.
Yeah, agreed. Cool.
Start with the Sig. I had to take a turn.
Quiet was it?
Moving to the Kimber.
Oh yeah?
Bul Armory Tac Comp.
All right, Danny. So,
Right there
what
in my
do you
hand.
think?
The grip makes the difference on the Sig and the weight. The Sig is the flattest, followed by the Tac Comp, followed by the 2K11, but it's close. I mean, we're splitting hairs among the three. None of them is a done decision. They're all about the same amount of money. Put one in your hand and figure out which one you like the best. I mean, I think that's what it comes down to. Great guns.
All right. You've seen what the gun does in the hands of a competitive shooter, and that was a variety of skill sets. Some of those guys have been shooting competition for just a little while, and they're unclassified, and a couple of them are masters. So it gives you a wide view of what that gun feels like or looks like in the hands of a competitive shooter, and it performs extremely well. You can see how flat the thing runs. Next, I'm going to show you footage of me going out on the range with Buck from Brass Tactical, Kurt from the Armor of God shooting team, and our buddy Todd. We went out on the range and we spent some time, about 2 to 3 hours, shooting this gun pretty nonstop. We ran a couple drills and it was an absolute blast to shoot. Let's get back out to the range.
Are you making sound effects? Get in. She's a 124, it's all right.
Kimber 2K11 Comp. 5 rounds on steel. Sig P211 GTO. 5 rounds steel. Six rounds on steel. Bul Armory Tac Comp. Alright. 5 rounds on steel.
All right, 5 rounds on steel, Sig GTO. Here we go. Bul Armory Tac Comp. Here we go.
The second shot right here is too cool not to include.
Kimber 2K11 Comp.
Kimber 2K11.
211. Bul Armory Tac Comp.
Honestly, I kind of expected the Bul Armory. Just it's been talked up so much, so I expected it. The unrealistic expectations out of it.
Sure.
It runs amazing. It is an incredibly flat gun.
Well, and then this is the only. This one has porting.
Yeah.
And
I'll lift it
then
up for
the
you.
island comp. So you'd think, I was walking into this thinking that was going to be quite noticeable.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, I mean, Danny, you're saying you can't really tell for sure. Kurt?
I can't really tell.
Todd?
I'm the same way, guys. I think they're all awesome guns.
Yeah.
And they're all flat as hell. I mean, you don't even need to have a great grip with these guns, quite honestly. They're doing the work for you, in my opinion.
Yes, I will say this: the last time when we did the 5.5 and 5, I shot the Kimber last, and I shot it right after the Tac Comp. And I felt a little bit of a snappier difference, and my dot was playing a little bit more dribble.
Yeah,
it was just a tiny bit more bouncy with the Kimber. Now, Sig to the Tac Comp. Everybody freaking hates me because I love that Sig. But
I'm right there with you, dude. So the GTO, I felt less dot movement.
Now, one thing that the two things the GTO has playing in its favor. Number one, I think the GTO is probably a smidge heavier. I'm going to weigh them later and find out what the weight difference actually is.
Yeah.
But I think undeniably the GTO is going to be a slightly heavier gun. So I can see it running a little flatter just because it's got more.
I would tell you, if I had a 15 to 16 stage competition, that GTO is going to get super heavy by stage 10, 11, 12.
Yeah. All right, here are those weights as configured. The Kimber at 35.3 ounces. The Bul Armory comes in at 34.1, so close there. And then here's the heavyweight Sig at 42.5 ounces. So definitely a weight difference.
That could be part of it. The other thing is I've got the Magmo grips on that thing.
That's true.
And that Magmo grip, you're able to get your weak hand in there and really get a good grip on the gun. And look, the comments are going to blow it up. Well, you should have had one of those on the Bull. That's me. I'm making fun of you, the guy who's about to comment that. So there probably is a slight grip advantage the way I've got that GTO set up.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I felt less. It just felt flatter and smoother.
It's hard to beat that GTO's slide return.
Got it. The nice thing, often when we're doing comparisons like this, we're like, okay, this one's $8,000, this one's $1,000. These are all in the same realm. They're all right in the same pricing category.
Yeah.
So if you buy any one of those three guns, you're not an idiot.
You can't go wrong.
Those are great guns.
Now, with going off of that, you had to choose one right now. Which one are you taking home with you? Now, and it could come down. GTO, and it could come down to be like, you know what? I think that the stainless steel looks super sexy. I'm just picking that just for that.
It is.
So you're saying GTO?
Yeah, it looks nice, and it does that. The Bull does run flat.
Yeah.
I'm going Sig, then I'm going to the Bull, and then I'm going Kimber. If it was 1, 2, 3 for me, just that's how it went for me, and it wasn't crazy noticeable at all.
I'm the same.
So my criteria are a little different. So I run the Sig because that's my baby. So that's the gun I would take first. I shoot it the best. It feels flattest to me. That's number one. I would take this Kimber number 2, and then I would take the Bull number 3.
Okay.
Now a couple different reasons.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to jump in here with a little bit cleaner explanation on this. I rank the Sig as number 1. It fits my hand the best. That part's easy. It's my favorite handgun. I rank it number 1, and I openly admit that I'm biased towards the gun. I really like it. Followed by the Kimber and then the Tac Comp. Now, guys, we're splitting hairs here, okay? The Tac Comp shoots softer and flatter, and I prefer it shooting to the Kimber. I do. The reason I'm not going to sell my Kimber and go get a Bul Armory Tac Comp is this. I want flexibility. I'm a competitive shooter. If you're a competitive shooter, listen up. This might be important to you. I want to be able to shoot my gun in limited optics. I think that's a big deal. And with the Sig, I've got a comp delete. This one came from FDesWorks, but Sig makes them. That's part of the reason that Sig is designed the way that it is, so that it has that flexibility and can be shot in limited optics. I have created that same kind of flexibility with the Kimber, and I love it. I got a hold of Jarvis. They make a barrel that's just a drop-in barrel because the way this comp is designed, it's just cut into the slide, so and into the barrel. So all I have to do is swap the barrel out for a non-ported barrel, and I've got a limited optics gun. It's awesome to have that flexibility. With the tac comp, as you'll see here, the barrel is milled from one piece of steel with that comp on the end. So in order to get rid of the comp and the ports, you have to find some place that's going to sell an aftermarket barrel that has a block on the end as opposed to the comp. And I don't know of one of those available right now. The XC is produced in a similar way, and I know there's a company out there making a barrel for the XC that you can drop in and make it a limited optics gun, but it's pricey. And my guess is that that kind of solution would be pricey for the tac comp as well. The tac comp's an amazing gun, but if you're looking for that kind of flexibility like I am, that's the only reason that I wouldn't sell my Kimber and replace it with a tac comp. The tac comp shoots fantastic.
Now, the second strike against the bull for me.
Okay.
Proprietary magazines.
Ooh, I totally forgot about that.
That stings.
It
so,
does sting.
So here's the proprietary magazine. It looks like nothing special.
Now, is it that big a deal? No, I mean, the mags aren't that crazy expensive. So, but I have a bunch of 2011s. And so I run 2011 mags. And the Sig runs 320 mags.
Yeah.
320 mags are easy to find right now.
Yes.
Guys don't need a whole lot of them.
Yes.
And so you can get 320 mags really, really cheap.
Right.
Well, and really, anyone who's looking at the Bul Armory probably already has a 2011 style pistol
And
in their safe already, and now they're wanting the Bul Armory, so...
And it's not that big a deal, but it came with, I think this one has 5 mags with it. So you can jump in and start running competition with the thing and you'd be just fine. But it sure is nice to be able to go out to the range and if you're shooting 2011s that day, to be able to swap them out. And for a guy like me who shoots a lot of different guns, it is a difference maker. Same recommendation I always make. Go to the store, put it in your hand, make sure it feels right.
Yeah.
The GTO has a unique feel in the hand. If it fits your hand, you're going to love that gun. If you're more of a 1911, 2011 grip guy, the Sig the Kimber or the Bull are the way to go.
All right, so closing thoughts on the Bul Armory Tac Comp. Guys, this is an impressive gun. It really is. It runs right there as flat as any double stack 1911 that I've fired. I don't see a massive difference in this gun and my Sig, and there's a big weight difference between the two, as you saw. So it's a great gun. The build quality on it is fantastic. The trigger is amazing. It will not replace my Sig. It won't replace my Sig for only 2 reasons. One, and guys, this isn't going to be a big deal to everybody. For me, mag compatibility is a big deal. When you look at the expensive mags, it's not just the mag itself, right? When you're a competitive shooter, you've got the extension and all the things to tune the mags as a competition mag, and that adds up. And when I can do that to 5 or 6 2011 mags and then use those for multiple guns, that expense is less per gun. That's all it is. And because of the nature of how I like to shoot, I shoot a variety of guns all the time. I'm doing comparisons, I'm doing all those things. For me, mag compatibility is a big deal. For you, especially if this is your first 2011, that's a tiny factor. Not even for a lot of you, it's not even something you should consider. The only other thing that I think keeps this from placing my Sig is just the flexibility in the platform. But those are the 2 things that keep this from displacing either my Kimber or my Sig. But I am not going to say either one of those guns is better than this gun. This is every bit as good a gun. And I will say that this has a better trigger than the Kimber and a better trigger than the Sig coming from the factory. That trigger is outstanding. So would I recommend the Bul Armory? Heck yeah. The Bul Armory is a fantastic gun. If you're choosing that, you are not making a dumb decision. Smart man. Like and subscribe, and we will see you out on the range. Thanks again.